Welcome to Canton, Ohio. With Canton Center out of action, Belden Village Mall remains the big cheese in town. Let's get a look at the mall that's alive and thriving, despite being in an area known for its now-gone famous icons. It's October 1st, 1970, and under the guidance of Richard E. Jacobs, the Belden Village Mall opens for business, boasting 800,000 square feet of leasable space. With the anchors O'Neill's, Sears, Higbee's, and Hall's, it is sure to be a hit among the locals. According to the Akron Beacon, the weather is always beautiful in the Belden Village Mall. Vintage photos showed a number of abstract metal sculptures, green plants, and the centerpiece was apparently a large fountain with waterfalls and teal tilework accenting the floor and planters with a vibrant yellow along the walls up towards the ceiling. Conversation pits boasting a mix of fixed and movable chairs were also featured in a similar color scheme. Look at the photos up yourself. Dated as they may be, there's something to be said about the emphasis on the wow factor in gathering spaces. It is unlikely we will ever see something like that ever again. And I hate that that's true. O'Neill's would be rebranded into Kaufmann's in 1993, shortly after being merged into the Ohio branch of the May Company in 1989. Meanwhile, Higbee's would operate into 1992 before getting acquired and vored by Dillard's, a department store that was more quietly sinister when it came to expansion through acquisition. And already, that glorious 70s architecture would be tampered with in 1989 when the mall was given a major facelift, leading to pastel flags hanging in the food court, updates to various tenants and their signage, and the main entrances being fitted with glass atriums. Westfield Group would acquire the Belden Village Mall in 2002, and would make their signature move to rename the mall into Westfield Shopping Town Belden Village. What a mouthful. Though in 2005, they would drop the Shopping Town name, so I guess it was then just Westfield Belden Village. Eventually, Westfield would sell the mall in 2013 to Starwood Retail Partners, who wound up purchasing several of Westfield malls. Starwood unfortunately moved forward with significant changes to the mall in 2016, redoing the main entrance and overhauling the mall's interior into what we have today. Personally, I'm not a big fan. Although it does make for some very interesting contrasts between older storefronts and the modern mall interior. In 2019, Starwood also proceeded with a move to update the food court with new furniture as well as lighting. Sears would wind up getting seared in January 2020, getting replaced and filled in by a Dick's Sporting Goods and Golf Galaxy, as well as a Dave & Buster's. Meanwhile, there are plans for the Sears Auto Center to get cleared away in favor of a Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. But nonetheless, the mall still hangs out today, being a strong survivor in the midst of a heavily impacted region. Before I go into my personal thoughts on the mall, let's look back at Starwood Retail and Pacific Retail. Starwood Retail wound up defaulting on a massive loan and was forced to divest parts of their portfolio while restructuring from debt. This resulted in a sale of much of Starwood Retail's portfolio, Belden Village included. As of the making of this video, Pacific Retail is listed as the current owner of the mall. Despite this, it appears that the Belden Village Mall is still holding up quite well for a 50-year-old mall. Let's see if it can make it 50 more. I am not a big fan of the modernization. Although it's clean and elegant looking, I am just not a big fan of the flat white aesthetic going on here. Although it is offset by the storefronts. That Dillard's especially, which reeks of Higbee's. Stores like Dillard's and Macy's offer an interesting contrast, where you see the old world still trying to peek through all the white paint. You can even find some old brickwork along to the food court. I personally think it's interesting to see the older elements blended in like that, though I'm sure your average Joe and Jane won't care, and some might even hate it solely for the fact that it's old. Now, it'll be interesting to see how things play out going forward into the future, since we are in an interesting predicament, especially with how some of the department stores handle themselves. Yes, most of them are outdated and not just architecturally, I'm willing to admit that. The customer service methods are falling behind or getting watered down, although there are some good Samaritans willing to cut you a deal. The merchandise offered isn't all that trendy, though personally I don't care for trends. That should be obvious in my taste in games alone. Overpriced merchandise, which, yeah, I'll agree with, and the economy unleashing its inflation fetish isn't helping matters either. And to rub salt in the wound, no one seems interested in working anymore. And without going too far on a tangent, I've been seeing that worker shortage firsthand. I don't want to go too far into the state of the world right now, but that raging storm I warn about seems to be getting rougher by the week. I have a bad feeling we're in for a reckoning real soon. I hope I'm wrong. Seriously, I do. I didn't mean to end on that note, but we are getting towards the end of this walkthrough. What did you think about the Belden Village Mall? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do share your memories, thoughts, opinions, and or speculations about the mall below. And do subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep the mall adventures going, especially as I branch out further west. We shall see how this summer plays out. Thanks for having me, Canton and Belden Village. And until next time, this is Doomie Grunt, wishing you and the Belden Village Mall farewell and good luck in this mad, mad, mad world.